What's up guys, JoeyKong94 here today, and today I'll be showing you guys some knife skills, how to cut some stuff in the kitchen in preparation for the chicken noodle soup I'm going to be hopefully making later, because I don't have very many noodles. I didn't think to get those at the store because I'm an idiot, so I'm going to have to hopefully have my neighbor bring me when she gets back from church. So first knife skill we're going to start off with is honing your knife with the steel, which I'm going to pause the video just so it can be in better clips, but yeah, so let's see honing. Alright guys, so the very first thing with the honing is, or steeling your knife as other words, is first things first, this is not sharpening, okay? This is a sharpening stone here. I'll show it to you guys on the iPhone, show you guys on the Canon PowerShot, which is on my Frankenstein fucking tripod. Let me shine the light so you can see it better. That's a sharpening stone, okay? Now there's a big difference. This is a stone, you know, it's solid stone. Made it whatever the fuck it's made out of. Put that out of the way. Now this is a knife steel, or a honing steel. There's a huge difference, okay? That's the steel, okay? Big difference between a honing steel and a sharpening stone. And there's also sharpening rods, like, you know, there's rods you can use the sharpening with too. But there's a huge difference. Now what sharpening does is actually gives you an edge. And I'm basically going to call this video, you know, knife basics or whatever. Anyways, so you have your edge here, and you can't really see it too good, but, you know, because I don't have like a microscopic camera. Maybe I'll throw the macro lens on my phone and show you later. But, so if you see a clip of the knife with the macro lens, you'll see it. If not, I didn't put it in there, I was too lazy. Anyways, the big thing with this is that steeling a knife and sharpening is different, because sharpening actually is when you have no edge. The edge will eventually kind of, I'm going to use the back of the knife, but the edge will, you know, be an edge and be, you know, a point like this or whatever, and it will begin to like kind of like go like that almost and spread apart from each other. And what steeling does is makes those 2 points go back together like that and make the edge. Now what sharpening does is when those points begin to roll like this and are longer an edge, and you sharpen them and bring them, you know, slowly into a point. And honing just keeps it to that point so that your knife is always sharp. So that's very important that your knife is sharp, because if you don't have a sharp knife, you're going to hurt yourself. And I know it kind of sounds crazy if you don't know much about knives, but a sharp knife is much safer. And the reason is because if you're sharp trying to cut something and, you know, you're really struggling, that's when you kind of slip up and you nick your finger, you cut yourself. And, you know, because you're struggling is more than the reason why you're going to slip and cut yourself. So for the sharp knife, it slices and it cuts and chops through everything, you know, without any effort, and it just, you know, makes it easier. Another reason is also because if the knife is sharp, you know, if I were to sit there and cut my hand right now, which I'm not crazy, I'm not going to do that, but if I were, it really wouldn't hurt that bad in the fact that, you know, okay, that sounds stupid. It will hurt a lot, but because it's going to make a nice clean cut, it will heal faster. So if you ever do, you know, when you're cutting wood, or, you know, if you're playing with your knife and chopping wood or making a stick or a spear or whatever, you're cutting vegetables or food up, you're gonna cut yourself probably. It's just gonna happen, you know. But when you do cut yourself, you want it to be with a sharp knife, because it's gonna make a nice clean cut, and it's gonna cut rather than rip. The dull knife is gonna rip the skin and tear, which will make it a, you know, meaner cut. It's gonna hurt more. It's easier to get infected, and also it will take longer to heal. So a sharp knife is very important. And I know I just spent like almost 4 minutes talking about that, but if you're watching this video, it's really important that you guys get these skills and understand this stuff, because when it comes to actually doing this kind of stuff, it'll just make your life a lot easier. So I'm going to pause it just for clip's sake. I'll see you guys in 2 seconds. Okay, so this is just going to show you how to hone the knife. I'm not going to do a sharpening in this, because this knife doesn't need to be sharpened. Maybe I'll find a dull knife and do a sharpening video later, because I'm in the mood to make videos today. Anyways, to hone your knife, you want to hold it like this. Hold your steel like that. Now you can hold it like this. You can hold it like this. You can basically do whatever you want. I just hold mine like this. And you want to take your knife, put it flat on the stone, and just lift up until you feel that angle. You'll feel it right there. And then just from heel of the knife to tip, just drag it across. And then just do that about 5 to 10 times. Now if it makes it easier for you to put it on the table like this and do it, by any means, by all means, you know, do it. The key though is you have to keep your angle. If you're, you know, plain like this, it's not going to make the knife sharp. It's gonna make it all, you know, like the edge will be like that. It won't be to a point. And what you're doing, again, when you're honing is you're putting it back to that point. So keeping your angle is very important. And you don't have to go fast. You know, you'll see Rams, he'll be like, shh. I'm not even going to try it because I don't want to cut myself, but, you know, he's been doing it for I don't know how many fucking years. He's a professional chef, you know, he can do it without even looking. It's nothing to him. But for someone like me or someone that doesn't do it as much, you got to take your time. So, do it 5 to 10 times on one side, and then do the exact same thing on the other side. Just find the angle and draw towards yourself. And just be careful, because obviously, you know, you're coming toward yourself and you can see, you know, any slip, you're going to cut yourself. So that might be another reason why you want to kind of put it on the ground like this. But, or, you know, do it this way. Oops, hit my tripod. See, you're not supposed to do this while filming, but anyways, you get the point. So, do it 5 on each side, then do 4. And listen for the sound. You want to hear the same sound all times, and basically do it 4 times, then 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, and do that 5 times, or 10. Alright, so now your knife is honed. Now let's actually get to the sharpening. Now you're going to want to rinse it off, or just, you know, carefully go like this with a paper towel just to get any excess bits of steel, because this is basically taking off micro bits of steel off your knife. Oh yeah, you can tell just from that sound. That's nice and sharp. Alright, see you guys in a second. Alright, so apart from keeping a sharp knife, the next biggest thing when you're cutting in, you know, cooking is a good cutting board. Now, I won't lie, normally I never use this wooden attachment. This is the cutting board, one of the cutting boards I have. You know, it slides in like this. And I honestly never use the wooden part, but it's good to use it because it has these feet on the bottom of it that will make it sturdy, so it's not going to slide because that's dangerous. I mean, it'll slide a little bit, but, you know, it's not as easily going to slide. You have to put some force. And, you know, this is very important. You want to always use either ceramic or wood. Never use glass. Now, I know you guys, if you saw the tail chip video, I used the glass cutting board. I wasn't cutting and using a knife on it. I was using a V-slicer. And the only reason that cutting board was there was to catch the food so it didn't land on the countertop, so I didn't want it to clean the counter. So that's very important that you use a good cutting board. So continuing on, we're going to start off with carrots. But I'm going to pause you guys just for a second so I can, you know, have another clip. Okay, now the next thing with cutting is there's different types of cutting. There's slices, there's chopping, there's julienning, there's chiffonading, there's a bunch of different things. There's cuts, and each one's different. I'm just going to go over some basic ones that I'm actually using today. But, and again, I'm not a professional, so if there's like a professional chef watching this, which I doubt it, don't criticize me too much. But this is how I always do it. Now, big thing is how you hold the knife is important, and you're going to want to hold it with your last 3 fingers here, your pointer and thumb here to pinch the knife like this, and you're going to want to hold it like that. What that will do is give you a lot of control and accuracy with the knife. You don't want to do this, you don't want to do that. That's different grip for different things. You don't want to hold it like this. You obviously don't want to hold it like that, that's stupid. So, like this. Okay? And then you want to put your food on the board, and we're just going to take this end off, and then just like that. And that's just a nasty bit you don't want for carrots. And then you're just going to want to drive the knife forward like this. And, you know, you can make them nice and thin. Cuts like that. You can make them obviously thick, but this is more of a chop slice hybrid, I would guess you would call it. But because a slice is more like that, slice isn't gonna work this, so you're gonna want to chop. Alright, so I'm gonna take my carrots out of the way, and you want to take the knife drive it forward and down, kind of like this. Okay. Another big deal, and I know I wasn't just doing it, but that's because I'm nowhere near my fingers, is to hold the food like this. Fingers curled back, and that's very important because if they're like this and you miss, chop your tip of your finger. If you this, you know, it can cut you, but it's only going to cut you a little bit and not as bad. It was kind of tricky, you know, holding this like this with the tripod behind me. But just, you know, chop your carrots. It's kind of a pain in the ass with this wood thing here. But for the sake of the video, we'll keep it there. Okay, I need to get rid of this wood thing. Give me 1 second, guys. Alright guys, so continuing. Just chopping up the onion, or the carrot. And notice there's one fluid motion. And you know, it's not as safe because the board's moving a little bit now. But just take your time, be careful. It normally honestly wouldn't move that much. It's only moving because I'm at an awkward angle with this camera here. The power shot and the sucker dropped fucking carrot again. On the Frankenstein tripod. But yeah, so we're gonna cut up our carrot. So yeah, there you go. Just basically that's it. Do the same thing for the rest of your carrots. Alright, so next up is celery. By the way, you like my Slipknot shirt from, you can't see it on this camera, but you can see it on the iPhone, from the Slipknot concert I went to in Lamb of God. And they built for my Valentine, and there was one other band. No idea who they were. I totally forgot, but that was a good concert. Anyways, celery is pretty much the same as carrots in this aspect. I mean, there might be other ways you can cut it for certain things, but for this, basically, I just take off the ends, those are the nasty bits. I know I'm wasting a lot more than I need to be, but that's okay. And again, just... And you can slice celery too. Yes, I know I wasn't holding the celery good earlier. Don't break my balls. There you go. Here's your celery. Do one more stock for you guys. Okay. Again, same thing, just switch the board up a little bit, try to cut like this. It's gonna kind of be hard and probably not the safest thing, but for the video's sake we'll do it like this so you guys can see it at this angle. And yes, you can do it a lot faster now once you get a hang of it. But when you're learning, obviously take it slow, because you don't want to cut yourself, but it doesn't feel very nice. Alright, so that's how you do celery. Pretty simple. Okay guys, so to do an onion, to cut it, what you want to do is we're going to move the cutting board out of the way, and we're going to put this bowl that I just put a bag in, kind of like a ghetto garbage can. And you're going to want to take your knife and, you know, start with the bottom and just take off the very bottom like this. Okay? Cut that off. Try not to cut through the root that's down here. And basically do the same for the top. Okay? Then you're going to want to take it and just take a slice and just go down like that. Oops, don't cut yourself now. And then basically just peel the crap off. And there you go. And I'm going to take that one other layer off just because it's kind of uneven and fucky now. There you go. So now you have your onion that's ready to cut. So you don't need that anymore. Next thing you want to do is just take this, and we're gonna dice this. Now, depending on how you need your onion prepared, you'd use different. You don't need your little knife anymore. You can get rid of that. So first thing you want to do is cut it in half. This way. Don't cut it this way. Cut it this way. Okay. Take one half, put it over here. Now you can see this root here. Okay. Now this is what holds the onion together. So if you pull that out, it'll all fall apart. So what you want to do is you take it like this, take your knife, okay, and you're going to want to make cuts like this. Now try not to pierce the whole entire root, because again it will start falling on top on you, but if you do, just be careful. You don't want to pull it apart. Okay, once it gets to about there, you want to spin it and just make it easier for yourself, and basically do the same thing, meet up to the middle. Okay, once you get to here, push it all back together if it falls apart a little bit, and you're going to do the same thing going this way. As you can see, that produces small dices that are perfect if you need to, you know, dice the onion. Makes it faster, more efficient, more uniform, you know. And then when you get to this stemmy bit, I always just throw this part out because this part's too onion strong. Yes, it's wasting some of the onion. I don't care about the starving kids in Africa or wherever the fuck they are. You know, I mean, I care about them, but I don't care about them, if you get what I'm trying to say. So, you know, always get rid of this nasty bits here. But, you know, basically that's it. So now you have a nicely diced up onion that's ready for your soup, your eggs, your, you know, chili dogs, whatever you need it for. And that's pretty much it, and just do that with the other half of the onion. Piece of shit. Alright guys, so now that we're done with our knife for the day, I usually wipe it down real quick just to dry it. I steal it just real quick. And yes, it's different than I showed you. Oh, stupid piece of carrot stuck to it. Showed you guys earlier. I'm not following that same pattern. I'm just doing a real quick stealing. I'm not even really counting. That should be enough. Just to keep that edge perfect. And then I wash it. Now the biggest mistake people make with knives is, well, not the biggest, but one big mistake people make with knives is they'll throw this in the dishwasher. No, 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 no. This nice knife, I mean, this isn't, that's the brand. I don't know if this is some super expensive. It's not a fucking Alton Brown $800 Shun chef knife, but it's a good knife, and if you treat it right, it'll be a good knife to you. So you need to wash it properly, and the way you're going to do that is in the sink, never in the dishwasher, because the chemicals used in the dishwasher are too harsh. The drying environment is too harsh. It's bad for the I don't know what the fuck you want to call not the bolsters, whatever these are called. It's just not good for your knife. So steak knives, you know, regular knives like that, fine, but your big chef knife, your nice chef knife, does not go in the dishwasher. So just get it in some nice hot soapy water. And this is really weird to film it like this, but anyways, get in some nice hot soapy water, squirt a bit of soap on it, and then hold it against the edge of the sink very gently, make sure you're not scratching the blade, and then just, you know, clean it. Be careful, don't cut yourself, go slow, because that knife is sharp. You can also use one of these numbers, they work good too. I use this usually if there's something caked onto it. And sometimes I'll even, you know, go over it once with this, then I'll go over it with this, and I'll get it real nice and, you know, clean, and then I'll go over it again with the sponge. It's kind of like a second layer. And then you just want to dunk in the hot water and give it a rinse in hot water. God damn, that hot. Whew. Motherfucker's really hot. Wow. Then, very important, no drying rack either. I dry it by hand with a towel. Oops, there's some soap still on it. Alright, there you go. Dry it by hand. Very important. Oh, my water's just about boiling for my chicken noodle soup. Perfect. Great timing. Another big mistake. Well, I'll tell you that mistake in just a second. Another huge no-no with the knives. Oops. About a little wet spot on it. Hold on. Alright. Another problem I see, and another thing with the knife skills, do not just throw it in the drawer like this. This is not my doing to have my knives like that. That's my mother. That's okay having it something like that, but the best place to have it is in a block. And most knife sets you get will come with their own block, as you can see. Oh, you can't see. So, best place for your knife is in the block where it belongs, or on like a magnetic strip. That's if you're fancy like Alton Brown and have a nice magnetic strip. I don't have one of those, but yeah. Alright guys, so I hope you guys liked this video on knife skills. If you guys want me to do more like this, as far as like bushcraft knife skills, like, you know, carving shit out of wood, making spears, I don't know, sharpening knives, knife maintenance, more type of that stuff with like pocket knives, like, you know, these. This is the SOG Flash 2, my current EDC. I'll do a review on this soon. But yeah. So, please thumbs up, subscribe, and check out the other cooking videos I've been uploading and all the other videos, and I'll see you guys next time. JoeyCon94 out.